Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm so excited to launch this channel. It's been long coming, so remember to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Now, this wasn't planned. I just decided to record this princess. It was her photo shoot for I think it was some graduation picture or something of the sort, something like that. I don't quite remember. So here, as you can see, I'm cleaning her face. I don't know if she has any moisturizer on. I don't know if she have oily skin at that time. It's just a habit to just starting cleaning the face. It's just something that I like doing. Then I go in with the brows. I clean up the brows. I don't really shave the eyebrows to what people like. I just clean it up a little bit, if that makes sense. I like when the eyebrows are arched. Most people like it like that when it's arched and not round. Some people like it round. Some people like when the end of it is pointy. I like it when it's pointy. Some people don't like it. They will say, can you rub out the edge of the brows some more and make it round? Everybody has their own preferences. And then, I'm there probably sharpening my eyebrow pencil. Some people eyebrows doesn't need sharpening, doesn't need filled in, I should say. Sorry, doesn't need filling because their eyebrows are already thick, so thick. However, I like to raise the brow. As you can see, I raised it with my thumb to just lift it up to just properly shaped it to get the same shape as the eyebrow. I lift it up. That pencil, I get it from the beauty supply store. I don't have a special type of pencil. I use any pencil, and it's always dark brown. I know in the video it looks black, but I don't use black. I use black only on really, really dark skin complexions. But it's dark brown. I like using dark brown pencil. That's there, brushing off some of the hairs. Lift the eyebrow, like what I said. Whatever eyebrows, I don't know. Some people eyebrows are like not leveled at the same place that it should be. I remember somebody said to me that eyebrows are not twin, they are not identical, they are sisters. So you don't really have to make the eyebrows like identical, like you want them to look the exact same way. That doesn't have to be. But hers, one was higher than one. I noticed that. However, I try to level them up at the same spot, but it didn't really work. However, I use Tarte as a concealer. That's my favorite one, the Tarte. I also use Too Faced concealer. That's my second favorite. And I'm now starting to use the NARS. The NARS is so nice. It is so creamy. It is so like smooth, creamy and smooth, the NARS. But it is so small. The NARS is so small. They finish so fast. But the Tarte, they last longer. And it has a smooth texture to it too. Like very, very smooth. So yeah, I like to go like 3 shades lighter, 3 to 4 shades lighter with the concealer under the eyebrow. I like when the eyebrow is pop. Like pop, 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 pop. Like the eyebrow. Once the eyebrows are popping, everything else will blend. Like really, really blend. Nice. The eyebrows has to be well done. Has to. Once the eyebrows are not nicely done, the makeup won't come together. I promise you that. You have to take your time and clean up those brows properly. Don't rush it. Everything takes time. Everything is practice. You have to practice. Practice becomes perfect. Don't try to do the brows for a week and you can't get it and then you quit. On top of the brows, you want to go with the shade closest to her complexion. So when you're putting on the foundation, it will blend really well. You cannot go on top of the eyebrows with the same color concealer that you went under the brows. On top of the brows, you have to go darker. Or you don't even have to use a concealer right there. You can use a foundation. The same foundation you're going to use on her face, you can use that to clean up her brows on the very top. Okay? Don't go light, go dark. I mean, if you go light, it can be fixed, but it's just more work, more products, unnecessary products that you're going to waste. Because you're not going to leave it light. You have to cover it for it to look decent. Or for it to look real. The color, the light right there got plugged out. Plugged it in back. Sometimes that annoys me when it happens. But the light is like right there. And I have to be walking behind the light to get the products. So yeah. So, like I said, one of her eyebrows is higher than the other one, which is fine. They are not twins, they are sisters. Now I'm going with an even lighter shade concealer to blend out everything with one of those brushes. It doesn't have to be that brush. You can use any little round brush you have to use. With the tools, you can use one tool for more than one function. It can use for more than one thing. You don't have to use a special type of brush to do this part. You can use any brush basically to just blend it out, but I prefer to use this. I've been using this all my life. So these are called the RT402 brushes. You can get them on Walmart, TikTok Shop, Ulta, just about anywhere. They're easy to get and they're cheaper on TikTok Shop. Now they have the real one and the fake ones. It doesn't matter. You can use, they both do the same thing. I promise you. Sometimes it's not even the tools that matter. It's how you use them. That is mostly important of how you use the stuff, because you can have everything in order, everything that you need, and still cannot do the job because you don't know what you're doing. And look at this palette. I love this palette. This palette is from this girl on YouTube. No, not YouTube. Sorry, my bad. On IG. It's called Nude Persuasion Palette. Boulive Beauty. You can find her on Instagram. She sells these things. I'm going to leave the name of it in the description below. And you can go ahead and purchase yours as well. This part, I always tell them to close their eyes, keep their eyes closed, go to sleep. If you want to sleep, just keep your eyes closed. Now, I'm just giving her a simple little beat, soft, natural. You might be hearing some noise, guys. I'm sorry. While I'm recording, I'm doing some cleaning up with the makeup products. Hope I don't get a call because I'm recording this on my phone. So, was trying to do it on my laptop, but I don't know. It's just easier for me to do it on my phone. Now, when I'm doing this as well, I also raise their eyebrows. So, like, for their eyelid to be more open up. Because sometimes they have the crease on their eyelid. Even when their eyes are closed. Some people have the crease. And she did. So I told her she has to keep her eyes closed. And just give it a good blend. Now, oh my God, I'm feeling a little pain in my tummy. I'm on this weight loss journey. And I took the shot to lose the weight. And I feel so nauseous. But anywho, blending is very, very, very important. When I first started, I used to have that problem. Blending out the product, make everything fades out. You have to be patient. Don't rush it. Just take your time and blend out the product. Now I'm just giving her a nude look, just blending in the concealer into the eyeshadow. I was thinking of giving her a cut crease, but I said no, it wouldn't give her a natural look. This more, when you do this ombre look, it's more natural if you're not using just one color on the eye. I'm going to give her 2 colors, but they're natural colors. So blending out this ombre look on her eye will just go with her occasion, the occasion that she's going for. Now I'm just putting a little soft nude, like a, what do you call this? Like a little beige, close to white mix color on her eye. Just pat it in, pat. Just pat it in. That's all you're doing. Make sure you're pushing it into the eye, not too hard because you don't want to hurt her. She's actually feeling that. You have to be very gentle with the eyes. Some people's eyes are sensitive a lot. They don't like me doing this part at all. So I try not to give them 2 shades. I just do 1 and I brush it in instead of tapping it in. But she didn't have a problem. She was fine. Like I said, you don't have to use this brush, but this is a good size to use when you are doing this ombre look. Go back in with the old brush, the first brush that you was using. Blend out the top part of the beige color just to blend it in. You don't want to see where it ends and where it started, if you know what I'm saying. You just want to go back in with the second brush now and tap it in again. Blend that in at the top up there so you don't see that the brown is covering the white part, or the beige part I should say. Just blend it out. All right. Okay. Now I'm just going with the elf liner. I like using the elf liner. Some people do, some people don't, but it's just easier for me. Like I said, with the crease, I just raise the eyebrows so it can just lift her eye. You want the eyes to be lifted so you can do this part very well. Look at that. It's just seamless, it's straight, and it's just easy. After a while it gets easy. At first I couldn't do this. It takes a lot of practice. Your hands have to be straight. You just have to try to draw the line as best as you can so you don't have to go bigger with the line. Some people don't like it too big or too much. When it's too high on the eyelid, you want to keep it as low as possible. And you just fill it in. And that's it. That is it. I actually had to practice this on my hand. Just try to draw it. Practice. Or use a pencil, piece of paper, and just try to draw a straight line. And just try to shade it. Just try to draw it as how you try to draw it on someone's eyes. And look at that. It's just simple, cute. You don't want to do too much for a certain look. I like to pat down the brow sometime if I think it's too dark or if it's too dewy. Dewy means that if it looks wet under the eyebrows with the concealer, you want to pat it down. You want a matte look, you have to use powder at times. It's not only about the concealer and the foundation. You just have to use the powder sometimes. And I leave it there. Just leave it there. Let it sit in the product. Now I like to use Bobbi primer on the face. It smells so good. It is so soft on the skin. Sometimes I use my hands and my fingers, and sometimes I use a brush to just blend that all out. When I want to go close to the eyes, I use a brush to go close to the eyes, especially if I have long fingernails. I don't want to go too close to anyone's eyes. Normally I have on gloves. I don't know where my gloves were at this at this time. I don't know why I don't have on gloves, but I normally do. But anyways, I like to use NARS foundation. It's my favorite. This one is a what? Let me see. I think this one was the Mana Us foundation. Her face was a little bit darker than her body. Her face and her neck is darker than the rest of her body, so I went a shade lighter because you want the neck and the face to look like the chest area, the same complexion, that is. So the foundation, the color matching is very, very, very important. If her face and her neck was lighter than her chest, then you'll have to go darker with the foundation. And mind you, the foundation does get darker after it's oxidized, meaning that when you apply the foundation and it sits there and it dries for a minute or two, it will change color. It will get darker because of the air. So don't go too light or don't go too dark. Just a shade lighter or darker depending on their complexion. Sometimes when the baby hair is down, you have to go for a smaller brush. I think I did eventually use a smaller brush. Sometimes you have to use tape to cover down their baby hair because you don't want to get the makeup in it at all. So after a while, you're going to see like the foundation is like a different color than how it is right now. It's not dry yet. It's still wet on our face. So when it dries, it is going to look a little tiny bit darker when it oxidizes. So you want to make sure that it blends very well. And I think I'm getting my concealer. She's a little shy. But I did ask her permission. There, I'm going in with the smaller brush, the foundation. You don't want to get the product into the baby hair at all. And you don't want to use a big brush to cause the product to even go on the eyebrow itself. You have to take your time. So that's why I said when I was doing the brows, you can go on the top part of the brows with the foundation. Because you see now everything blends up there. You have to tell them to look up when you're going under their eyes. Because if you don't, everything will creases. You will see all the crease with the products. Once their eyes are up, you can apply the product very well. So when they look down, everything is seamless. Everything is well blended. Now I go with the Too Faced concealer first. I like the Too Faced concealer. So with the concealer again, you want to go like 2 shades lighter than the foundation. Under the eye, I went 4 shades lighter. Under the eyebrows, Under the eyebrows, I went lighter. But under her eyes, I went a little darker than what I use under her eyebrows. If you understand what I'm saying. I hope I'm not confusing y'all. So you want to go at the very edge of that liner at her eye corner and right below her nose, on her chin, and on her forehead. Now I'm going for the Tarte, the same Tarte I use under her eyebrows. And I'm going to put it right there. You want to go lighter with the concealer next to her nose. Because in those areas with the highlighting, you want to go lighter. So right here, you want to take your time. You don't want it in the brows. Turn that pencil slantly and just pull a straight line. You have to keep your hands very straight. And that's a flat brush, a flat round brush. It's very, very flat. And you just want to go in with your sponge or your brush. Sometimes I use a brush. Sometimes I use this triangle sponge. It doesn't matter. It's your preference. My preference sometimes is this triangle brush. You're going to see other videos of me using the brush. If you rather to use a brush, you'll get a chance to see me use the brush. But sometimes, I don't know, it's just whatever I get. I just go with the flow sometimes. So you want to take your time and blend this out very well. Tell the female, or if you're doing it to yourself, you have to just look up with your eyes. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I'm not well. I feel so sick with this weight loss thingy. But blend it out, blend. Look at that. Everything is just like, oof. Together. You don't want to see where the concealer is parted from the foundation. You have to blend this out very well. Look at that. Like, the concealer just, it is just given. Look at that. Those two combination, the Tarte and the Too Faced concealers, those are the bombs, I'm telling you. Let's blend that out. You go on the top, blend. Remember, you don't want the product in the hair, and you don't want it in the eyebrows. In the middle right there, you're gonna take your time and just barely touch it. Touch like you're patting it. Just barely pat. You're pushing it into the skin. You want it to last. You just take your time. This is not a rocket science. There's nothing hard about makeup. Nothing. They're just step by step. Like, you just have to follow. But everybody does makeup different. Some people do the foundation, then the concealer, and all of that, and then they do the eyebrows last. I've tried that before and I didn't like it. However, I'm willing to give it another try. I will try it again. So when you're finished blending out the concealer, you want to go back in with the foundation brush just to give it a set look and just to blend out everything. Remember, you don't want to see where it ends, where it starts. Everything must be in one accord together. Blending is important because once you put on that powder, that is it. I'm telling you, that is it. So just blending it out some more, because sometimes when they look down underneath the eye, it's creasing. Yes. Look at that. It is so pretty already. She's a little shy. She was nervous, but she did good. I like her. She's so sweet. That was her first time getting makeup done professionally. So sometimes I use this blush liquid, the liquid brush from Juvia's Place. Sometimes I like using it, sometimes I don't. I don't know. It's whatever. You have so much product. Sometimes you use that, and then the other time you don't use it to get the other products being used. So I went in with a slanted flat brush just to blend out this blush. The blush. Sometimes I use the liquid blush. Sometimes I use the powder brush. But like I said, different day, different face, different feeling. You just go with the flow. Use whatever you want to use. So just blend. Pat it into the skin right there, and that jaw bone on top of the cheekbone, I should say. Go back in with the foundation brush. Blend it out. You want everything to be seamless, just flowing into each other. Blend out the edges of it. Now, Huda Beauty is the powder I like to use. The banana bread, that's my favorite. Even though, I'm out of it. I am out of it, but I'm not fussing to go and get it because I have so many products that I'm not using that I could be using. So whenever I get it. But this is my favorite. This banana bread from Huda Beauty can use on almost every complexion out there is. The Huda Beauty. This is the magic. This is the bomb. So you want to take your time and just put some there. You have to make sure the concealer is blended well because once the powder touch it, however it is under the powder, that's how it's going to show. So you have to make sure before you add the powder that is like flawless. So I'm there pushing in the powder into the skin. You're going to let it stay there for a little bit and go everywhere you put the concealer. Stop, tap. You don't want a lot of powder. You don't want to overdo it. Just a little bit. I promise you, a little bit goes a long way. You don't want it to be cakey, so you leave it there. Then these are the products that I use from Juvia's Place, the bronzer and the blush. So with the bronzer, I just go in with the dark shade right at the same spot right there. You just blend that out. Look at that. It's just blended perfectly. Just soft. You don't want it too dark. Just soft. Just touching her face really with it. Don't get her cheeks too black. You don't want that. You just want it a shade darker. I like to use these big brushes right there because it just blends very well. So while that banana bread powder is baking under her eye, just leave it there, let it cook, let it do what it do. And let me tell you, when you brush it away, it's gonna be like, whew. Look at her looking. So I'm gonna go with the OS powder. The OS powder, and I'm just gonna put it on her. Her sideburns come right down to the side of her lips. Right there. Just put a line. You want to use this product soft, ladies, not too much. Let me tell you, less is more. Say it with me. Less is more. You don't want to fill that entire area with the OS setting powder. So I'm just cleaning up her lashes because, you know, the powder, the eyeshadow powder is all on her lashes. You have to clean that up before you put the lashes on. I made a little mistake right there. Not to worry. I'm going to show you guys how to fix it instead of, you know, starting all over. With makeup, there are tricks and trades to makeup. Like when you make a mistake, there's always a way to fix it. Always, I promise you. You're going to use a concealer flat brush. That's how flat it is. You're going to just use the product that's on there to just pat it away or pat it in just to cover it then. Just cover it. Make sure that black is covered. You don't want it to show at all. tell them to keep their eyes closed. You know, till she open her eyes, she close it back. I said, don't open your eyes yet, mama. And you just go back in with that same brush that you were using right there. And you just pat in the same eyeshadow color. That's it. And it was never touched. It was never touched. Just like that. Like magic. Touch for the very first time. You know, you want to go back in with that background color you were using first. And that's how you fix it. If you made a mistake with the eyes, you go in with the glue. While I put the glue there, I like to put the glue there and let it sit for a minute or two to let it dry. When it dries and tacky, believe me, that lash will sit and not move. I don't like to put the lash on the glue when it's so wet because it takes a longer time for the lash to sit. But when the glue is tacky, it will stay longer. So, think now I'm going to go in with the lips while that is being dry. Yes, that same pencil I get from the same girl that I got the shadow from, the eyeshadow palette. She also sells this, and let me tell you, this can use on any complexion, and it shows. I can get this liner darker, but I don't need it really darker. I'm telling her to turn her face sideways. But this is like so smooth, and it projects the lips so much. I love it. It's a great combination with any lip color you're using, whether it's red, nude, any color at all, pink, whatever. This is a great lip liner. I am telling you, get it. I think it's just for $10. It's only for $10, and it's very cheap. Very, very affordable. Sometimes she has sale. You know, when she has sale, I try to buy like 3, 4, 5 of them because they be running out. They be running out. So while that glue above her eyelash is getting dry, this is from Fenty. I love this. It can go with anything, any occasion, any look. So the glue is getting dry. When it's getting dry, it's getting clear. So it still can dry some more. And I just want her to have this natural glossy look. I didn't want her to give her any color at all. I didn't want her to get the nude or the pink, because it's for school. It's for school. You want it to be, you know, looking like a student-ish young girl. You don't want it to be looking all grown up and, you know. So she wanted natural lips too, because I asked her. I think that's why she answered just now, because I asked her if she just wanted glossy or matte. And she answered to the glossy. So this will be the look for the lip. That's it. Nothing more, nothing too much. Just more natural. Now you can go ahead with the lashes on the eyelid, because you don't want that glue to be dry, because the lash not gonna stick. So you want to go in with the lash now and put it down. You're gonna see how simple and easy it is. You notice their eyes are closed because sometimes when they open their eyes, the glue is stick to their eyelid, and you don't want that. Oh my God, what was I doing so long? She probably want to open her eyes. Jeez, man. Yes, sometimes I use my fingers to hold it. Sometimes I use a tweezer. And you just push it in. Push it in. Push it in. These lashes, I think I bought them from TikTok shop. Like TikTok shop has everything, and these lashes were so cute. They were the right size for the right occasion for the right person. You don't want to go too small, you don't want to go too big. This was good. Push it on. Don't just like put it there and leave it. You have to make sure that it's sitting into the glue on the eyelid. And you want to put it close to their lash to make sure it's all blended in. I'm just blending out this. Blend, blend, blend. I don't want it to look wet. Don't want it to look dewy. Go in with the same color. Same color powder of her skin tone. Right there between the eyes, the eyebrows, and come down on the nose. Right there, and just blend that all out. Look at that. You see a difference, right? Told her to open her eyes. It was sticking together. And it started to run. So you use a toothpick and just clean it up real quick before that tear fall. Some people are just teary. You just want to fix that with a little bit of powder. It wasn't bad. If it was bad, I would have to go in with the concealer, but it wasn't bad, so I just touch it back up with the powder. Now to clean up the lip, I go in with my concealer brush and to just straighten it up and just blend it out. You have to tell them to fold their lips to make sure that, it looks straight and nice. Yes, girl, she's feeling it. Now, I like to use this jumbo pencil under the eyelid because I think it's just safer. It's just big and it won't slip off and stick her into her eyes. And, other than those small little things that people put at their eyes, like I'm a little scary for people's eyes. I don't play. So that jumbo pencil is what I like to use. It does the job just the same. Some people use different stuff, use tiny brushes, put there, and some tiny little spoolie thing. No, girl. I'll stay with my jumbo pencil, child. I'm telling you. I'm not playing with nobody's eyes. I'm sorry. Things can happen, and I'm preventing it. Now, I'm just adding a little bit more powder to let that bake. I like when the under eye is bright. Some people do, some people don't. I love it. Like, bake me up, child. Give me the highlight. When under the eye, the entire T-zone area is lighter, that look is just like... it's to die for. Yes, girl. Yeah, she love it. Her body language is just screaming out like, yes, I love it. So I think I'm just gonna go for the MAC powder and just blend out everything. and spray her down, and then it should be done. Yes. When you blend that line out, the line should be showing, not harsh. Always blend their neck to make sure that everything is, together in one color. Going with that same brush. Just push in the product. I like to just push in the product instead of just brushing it away. Let's push it in. Push, push, push. Yes. Sometimes you can go in with a smaller brush under the eye, and sometimes I don't. She's almost done. Just blending out under her eyes a little better. I don't know what I was looking for. Yeah, so here I'm going to go under her eyelid, or bottom eyelid, and just blend that out. Just give it a little color, give it a little pop right there. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But if the person is not too teary, I'll do it. But if I know that they're very teary, I'm not going to do this part. You have to know, like, okay, what are you going to do from what you're not going to do? You have to know your clients. So first she teared a little bit, but it wasn't that bad, so she's fine. So I can do this. Just blending a little shadow right there. And you just pat the excess amount away. Just blending everything. Look at her. Yes, ma'am. Just doing some little extra blending. Right there, yes. Does that look better? Now tell her to look up, and you just do her bottom lashes. That mascara belongs to me. I sell mascara. I have my own website. I'll put everything in the description below. It's only for $7. And look at that lash down there. You can see it. You can see the difference from the right lash, bottom lash, from the left one when it's done. Like, you have to make sure that there's no powder on it. Make sure they're popping, okay? Make sure you clean them up. Look at that. Look at that. You see the difference? Yes, ma'am. She's feeling it. So I want to go back in with some more blush. This time it's a powder blush from Juvia's Place. Yes. I like a little color on the face at times. Well, not at times, all the time. Just give the face a little color with the bronze or the blush. Don't just let it look so dead. Yeah, I was telling her that she's almost done and her ride should come and pick her up. Yes, ma'am. She's looking. I'm going to give you a mirror, ma'am. Don't worry. I have the mirror. I know she loves it. You can know when your client loves the work. Like, yeah, she has a smile on her face. If she didn't like it, trust me, she would have said something. And look at everything comes together. I know the powder is still on her brows, but that can be the last thing to just blend out. Or when you spray it, it will just like tone down with the whites. And I'm giving her a little blush, a little highlight. Just a little. Ooh. Spray, 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 spray. That's the OS setting spray. I absolutely love it. The OS setting spray, it doesn't make your makeup moves at all. Like, you can have your makeup on your face for like 3 to 4 days. Yeah, she said she like it. I don't know why I did to blend out her eyebrows. Oh my god, I left it. Yeah, but this is the end, guys. Thank you. Bye.